Welcome to the Winnie of Texas YouTube channel. I hope everyone is safe and fine. By the special grace of God, this season too will pass and the whole world will be free again. First of all, I want to say thank you for tuning in. On today's episode of my cooking, I will be showing you how I cook different delicacies. First, I will be making the Winnie's designer stew, followed by making some vegetable soups. And afterwards, I will also be making the African salad known as the abacha in the eastern part of Nigeria. And I will end by showing you how I made some chinchin for my family. You too can do this and many more now that you are home. So guys, here I had already prepared my ingredients that I'll be using for the business of the day. I have already prepped everything and ready to begin cooking. So stay tuned. I had boiled the meat, deboned the fishes, and washed the kale leaf, the spinach, and the collard greens, my water leaf from the African store, and the okazi. And you can see the stock and some boiled tomatoes. Now let's begin the business of the day. Thank you guys. To make the designer stew, I usually like to use the oil from frying the chicken. This helps the stew taste very good. Sieve it into the pot and allow to heat. Then pour very little palm oil to it to give it the palm oil taste that you all like. Then you begin frying by adding some onions to the pot and adding some dawa dawa, which is known as the locust beans. I learned this from Cecilia's channel here on YouTube. After that, the next thing you do is to let it fry, and then you add your red bell pepper, green bell pepper, tomatoes, and habanero pepper with onions mix that I had already blended and boiled. This will also help the stew taste very good and reduce my frying time because the tomato is cooked. Okay guys, let's continue. Thank you for watching. Well done, guys, and thanks for watching. Now let's make the vegetable soup. I have the water leaf in the pot, and then I added the stock from the boiled meat. Then I'm adding the blended pepper and crayfish mix into the pot and allow to cook for a little while. So at this point, the blended pepper and the water leaf are cooking. Now I'm going to add my dry fish that I had already deboned. So I'm adding it to the soup. I'm gonna also add some stock fish, which is known as the okporoko. I had already boiled that one and made it soft with my pressure cooker, so that way it's easy and not hard to chew. Yeah, so for the vegetable soup, I like to chop my meat bits by bits, and I use just little meat to make the vegetable soup. I prefer to use the okporoko and the dry fish for this recipe. Okay, and I have enough of that. All right, let's see. So at this point, guys, I'm going to be adding the protein to the soup, and I'm using the beef, some boiled beef, and shake, which is the beef stripe. I had chopped them in tiny bits. I like to use them in this form to prepare my vegetable soup. Yeah, I also like to add them at this point so that it's not too soft. Time to add the iru, which is the locust beans. I'm adding that. You want to use this in making your vegetable soup. It helps to give it that African taste that you desire. Okay, thank you, guys. It's time for the veggies. I love my kale leaves. I love my spinach. And I love my collard greens. Guys, now it's time for the greenies. Everything that is green in color goes into the pot at this time. Yeah. First of all, I add the kale leaves. As you know, the kale leaves is hard, and then I put the collard greens, which is also hard. But please try not to overcook these vegetables. Sometimes I like to make vegetable soup in large pots because it's a whole lot of work to make. So I don't want to be cooking this soup every day. So now I make this soup, and then I'm going to preserve them in the freezer. It stays fresh till it's finished. So try not to overcook. Now I'm covering the pot to allow it steam a little bit. The spinach goes in last. You know how it goes. Spinach is very soft, so we're not going to be adding spinach at this point. Okay, so I try to stir them together. If you don't stir, how will the top be cooked? So that's what we are doing. Stir everything together. Okay, and now is the time for the red palm oil. So yeah, I usually have to add more oil because if you don't, your vegetable is going to be just green and dark in color. But try not to overdo it. So as you can see, I'm trying to be careful with adding oil. So adding oil at this time gives it one unique taste that I really love. So yeah, this is Winnie's Kitchen. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. Let's add the spinach. Add it, add it, add it, add, 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 add. Yes. So now, guys, we are adding the spinach to the soup. Everything is looking all green. This is really healthy, guys. So one thing I must say concerning vegetable soup is you have to be careful with adding your salt and your Maggi to taste because we already have salt in the stock, the meat stock we added earlier on, and we also have salt in the meat, the shaki and the beef that we added. So you can see there's salt almost everywhere. So you want to be careful. You don't want this soup to be too salty and tasteless. Not good at all. So we have to be careful. Already my soup is tasting very wonderful. This is something you want to try. So now it's time to make the abacha. Mix some potash known as akawun in a cup with some water, very little water, and stir together. You need to sieve this water into a clean pot and add some palm oil. If you don't sieve it into a clean pot, you might be eating a lot of sand. So begin stirring until it is thickened. This process is known as ngo in the eastern part of Nigeria. After it is thickened, now it's time to add all your ingredients. So now the ungo is ready. I'm adding my dry pepper to the ungo. I'm gonna also add the locust beans to it. Stir everything together. At this point, you can add your maggi. Breaking in the stockfish into the ungo. I did not remember to add my oba to this recipe, but even though I have some, so it's just plain abacha that I made at this time. So here this is the time you can add your oba, but I did not add to this one. Maybe some other time I'll be showing you how I make that one. So do not forget your crunchy onions. This help makes your abacha interesting to eat. Okay. Now for the abacha, I had to soak the abacha for 1 hour with warm water, and now I've already washed it and drained it. So you add it to the ungo and mix everything thoroughly together, and you are ready and good to go. Your abacha, your African salad is ready. Well done, guys. This is the final stage of my cooking today. So I'm going to be making some chin chin for the first time in this kitchen. So I might not be teaching this now until I'm sure of my measurements. Then I'll be coming up with um, a video on how to make chin chin. Okay, but for now, just watch and see how my experiment goes. Okay. I might not be teaching you how I'm making anything. Just watch and see. At the end, we'll see the final results. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting your girl. May God bless you guys. I really, really, really do appreciate everything. God bless you.